Hello friends, welcome back to Stan's Cutlery Universe. And today I'm going to be showing something a little different for the channel. It does cut, but it's not like technically cutlery, I guess. So what it is I picked up a little chainsaw, handheld chainsaw from Amazon. It's $60, $59.95. It was free shipping to me because I have Amazon Prime. And got here like in one day. I was really shocked. My wife even said, it's here already? I've already charged the battery, done my best to read the owner's manual, which actually the owner's manual is pretty good. It says it has a 3-year limited warranty. I'm going to have to go online and get it registered. But I'm hoping it's pretty good. It's a 20 volt or 21 volt. I can't remember. The batteries look almost identical to DeWalt's. And the coloration on it looks almost identical to DeWalt, but it's not a DeWalt. It's a Juxok, I don't know. I will show you the box and what's in it, and be right back with that. So let's change camera angle. Okay, well, I've done my best to give you the best angle I can. This is the box. It's pretty decent. It is a little bit lightweight. Let's get into it. We'll show you what's in here, what you get. And this is what you get. Pretty interesting. Got your manual. There's a nice manual. You get these gloves, like I said in the other video, they're really small. They won't fit me real well, but they're in there. You get the little saw. This is your tensioner and everything. This is a safety switch, so you can activate without it, you can't. This is your oiler. I got to get some oil in there. But yeah, this is what it looks like. That's the saw. Got this little guard on it. Kind of neat. Comes with this, which I'm assuming they want you to put some bar lube in it. I'll have to try and maybe do that. You do get two 18-inch chains, two 16-inch chains. One's already on the 16-inch bar. You get the charger. You get another 6-inch bar and two more 8-inch bars. So that's pretty cool. You get this little brush to dust things off because you don't want to get wood and stuff into your oiler. And you also don't want to get it into like here when you're changing the chain and stuff. So that's kind of nice. They give you 2 batteries. The charger plugs in there, which was kind of interesting. I might give it a shot on the DeWalt charger to see if it'll work. But I think my first thing is I'm going to try and get some oil into here. So let's change this angle, or actually, you know what? I will just pull a battery out, the saw out, and I'll move this stuff, and we'll see if we can get some oil in this without making a massive mess. Because I have a big jug of oil, bar and chain oil, because this is what I use in my big chainsaws. I'm just hoping I can do this without making a mess. I think I got an idea when I empty out a gear lube bottle that I'm going to be using this week to fix a might do a rear differential service. I think I will whoop, yeah, it's not very big at all. I think I will save that because it will allow me to put it in here easier, but it might also be more confusing. So they said put the battery on. I have not even tried this yet, so if this fails, and then they said give it a couple pumps, 1, 2, 3. The chain does have lube on it. Okay, well, cool. That's showing your percentage of your battery, which was 100. Like, it's hard to read. I'm going to pause this, and we're going to move. Okay, I'm back. Now, when you're using stuff like this, you want to make sure that you got proper safety gear on. I got goggles, or prescription safety glasses, and some gloves. So let's see how this thing does. Okay, well, let's get rid of this little one here. So I gotta push in the safety. Wow, that thing's like obnoxious. Let's get this one. Very good so far. Let's get this one. Yeah, that one's grown into my deck. Great. That's always special. Let's cut it again. so I can get out of my deck. Perfect. Wow, this is actually working really good. I'm pretty impressed. What I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to poison this stump. I have some poison in there, and when you use that poison, you want to make sure that you don't have no dogs or anything getting into it, because like I said, it is poison technically. And even though it's not for animals, wow, that's pretty good. It still can make them sick, and you don't want to be around it too much yourself either. Just cut a little one back there. Try to get in here. Ouch. These gloves are a little too bulky for this right now. Wow. It's doing pretty doggone good. The reason I didn't buy a DeWalt or anything is I wasn't sure how well I'd like these. After years of using a full-size chainsaw, my wife's like, why don't you buy a name brand one? And I'm like, I'm not going to pay $200 to find out that I absolutely hate it, how it works. So I thought 60 bucks, I could try it out. If I hated it, I'd never buy a DeWalt. If I liked it, there'd be a DeWalt in my future. Plus, I had knives I wanted to buy. You know how that goes. Wow. This thing's doing pretty good. I'm actually quite impressed. I'm going to nub back these longer ones here. The ones that are still sticking out. That could cause a trip hazard. Oh, I just hit some dirt. That is not good. You don't want to do that, because that'll just dull out your chain. And I can feel where it's dulled. This is dulled badly now. So I could change it out, but there we go. I got to lube it again. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So what do I think of this so far? Pretty doggone good. Gonna pause it again and we'll do a little bit more. Okay, we just moved to the side of the deck, the other side of the deck. Gotta get these ones out of here so you can see what we think of them. Gotta keep going with this thing. I just lubed the chain, so I'm good there. Okay, I can say one thing. I don't think I necessarily dulled the chain. I think when I started noticing more resistance, it was because I hadn't lubed the chain. So that's something to keep in mind. That's something I'm going to have to definitely keep in mind, is because my chainsaws are all auto lubers, where you don't have to think about it, and as long as there's lube it takes care of it for you. You know, but I will say this: when I was at Harbor Freight, I seen virtually the same saw that was like $100, and it had the lube thing too. So it must be a common thing with these, because it's probably hard to make an auto luber with the way these are. So there we go with this. What do I think? How did this do? I think it did really good. I know I haven't done a lot. I do notice this, the chain gets loose. This is how you tension it. I gotta get my glove off. This is how you tension it right here. This is supposed to be like a lock, and it gets really not user friendly. I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on, but it's like the lock is not engaging fully properly. But what do I think of it? So far, pretty good. I'm going to pause this and we'll start up. We'll talk about it back at the table, what I think. So, what are my thoughts on this little chainsaw? Hang on, let me change out my glasses. I will say this. I have been cutting for probably a half hour more after I let you guys go. I even got into some bigger stuff. Yes, it was dead, but I got into stuff that fully loaded the bar. You can see where I hit on the body. And it stalled once or twice, but it did it. All you had to do is pull it back and get it going again, and it did it. And I did that intentionally. I wanted to see how much it took to stall it. Overall thoughts, at least on the initial, probably been cutting, I'll say, total of 45 minutes. Still says 100%. I noticed that does change when you're using it and it bogs down, tells you how much you got. I ended up at around 70% was the lowest number I'd seen. So I'm going to say I'm probably at about 70%. Sorry, just trying to take care of stuff while I'm talking. Which is understandable for what I was doing with it. You know, I was getting into some heavier stuff. I'm going to have a swig of some Coke Zero. Love this stuff. That's refreshing when you've been working. Does it do it what it's supposed to do? Yeah, it does it really, really well. I've never used another one of this style, but I tell you, for what I did, I cut over my head. That's why I wear my safety glasses. You might think I'm joking, but I wore those safety glasses the whole time. Just for that, because I was getting stuff right in my face and stuff. Probably should have left the sawdust on my head, but I wanted to clean up a little bit, because I don't know, sometimes if I let sawdust set on me too long, especially on my melon, I get itchy. I didn't want to get itchy. There is no lubricant for the spindle here. On bigger chainsaws, there'll always be like a little grease dirt, or actually a little spot that you can put lube into. It did its job though. I mean, if you look at the tip of the bar, you can see where some paint's missing. It did its job. It did really good. The locking down problem was user error, operator error. For some reason, I thought you loosen this ring, the yellow ring, and then tighten this. It's opposite. This black is the lock. When you unlock it, use the yellow ring to tighten it. Then you set that and you're there. So once the operator figured that out, we did pretty good. Oh, neat. I didn't even notice this. It's got a little sight glass for your oil level. I got about a quarter of a tank left, maybe. Well, actually, I think more than that. But would I buy this again, knowing what I know now? If you have the need for a small handheld chainsaw, whether you're in like a, like a city setting, you're not going to cut anything much over an 8-inch branch because that's the biggest bar you have. And like I said, when I loaded it up, it did notice it. It noticed it quite badly too. But it got through it. But I wanted to see, like I said, how much it could actually handle. And it did it. I cut off a dead branch that was probably about 8 inches because I had to change my angle. You know, started at this angle and then I'd have to go like that. So it did it. I'm actually quite impressed with it. I don't want to give it the absolute thumbs up yet because I've only had it for the day. But for what I've seen so far, great job. Not real noisy. I mean, if you were to use this in a city lot or something, I bet your neighbors would not even know you was out there other than seeing stuff falling down and stuff. But what I did is my other project is I cut down some of the lilac back here that was dead. And I went up and down my driveway cutting down trees, and I have this apple tree that had a branch leaning out over the drive. And that was what was about 8 inches in diameter that I cut down. And like I said, it did it. It did it actually very well. Man, on initial use, I give it 2 thumbs up on initial use. Absolutely. For $60 to get 2 batteries, a charger, 2 8-inch bars and chain, 2 6-inch bars and chain, some gloves that if you have smaller hands you could fit, a little brush, a little container to put bar lube in to be able to fill it up. I like it. I will be using this more this weekend over at our other piece of property. I have a bunch of stuff over there I got to take down. So I will give a little update maybe in a couple weeks or so to let you know what I think after more longer use. But right now, the Jacques, I don't know how to say it. I think it's a good buy. Really impressed with it. It did very well. I did notice when you get stuff sucked up in here, it makes a weird noise. Just word to the wise, I would say you know, do what I did. I stopped, took my gloves off, and pulled it out, because you don't want that. You don't want that crap getting into your drive and stuff, you know. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. There's what they call it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, the battery's still showing 100%. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it other than I'm happy about it. So thanks for watching. I will have my affiliates link down below, my Amazon affiliates link. So if you want to buy this one, go for it. Please don't get mad at me if you have different results than I have. I'm just right now, initial. I'm pretty impressed with it. You know, I'm sure you can destroy it real quick if you really want to. But it did a good job for everything I wanted. You know, smaller, easy to grab, use stuff. Didn't have to fill up a chainsaw, you know, the big Mac Daddy chainsaws, and get them fired up. So, like I said, as of right now, 2 thumbs up. I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for putting up with me. Live long, prosper, and collect your own way.